It's our favorite time of the month. It's actually been 4 months, but who cares? Where I review your reptile enclosures, your rooms, whatever you post on Instagram with hashtag GoHerping review. Jumping right in with kind of my favorite style of room. The stupid rooms at the top of houses where you have the roof getting in the way because, well, roofs are not square. Did I just say roofs? Roofs are not square. However, I think actually you use the space pretty nicely. The only thing I don't like is that creepy attic door in the back. Because, I mean, like as a kid, whenever I had those doors in my room, I would always put something in front of it because I felt like some goblin was gonna jump out and eat me in the middle of the night or something. But other than that, I like it. And it's starting off with 4 stars today. Kenyan sambos are very different from other snakes. I feel like pretty much every aspect is unique, but still, this is a bit empty. It's not even empty. It is, but it's just so obnoxiously large, which is fine. Better than obnoxiously small. And I mean, he's got his hides, which sambos don't even tend to use hides because they just bury in the sand. But you could at least add more substrate. Now, I don't even use sand with sambos. I just use aspen, but actually, I guess you can't add substrate because, like, if you have a top opening enclosure, sometimes people fill the whole thing up with a Kenyan sandbo, which I think is cool. But I guess you're just gonna spill off the front, so I just don't like front opening for them, but you could at least add a couple more inches, and I think the sandbo would appreciate that depth. It's whatever. It's a 2.5 star. It's all right. 2.5, somewhere around there. All right, we're really up in the ante today because we've seen people use Pringles cans for corn. It's always corn snakes. This is a corn snake as well. I don't know why. For some reason, corn snake owners obsessed with Pringle cans in their enclosures. Maybe this is the same person, but either way, we're doubling up the Pringles today. We got double Pringle can action in this enclosure. Nope, I'm wrong. It's triple Pringle action. That is pretty epic, but let's be honest, it's really ugly. I'm sure the corn snake appreciates it. People say I rate too much based on aesthetics, but guess what? That's what I'm doing today, which means that this is 2 stars. But I'm sure the corn snake enjoys it, which is actually, he'd probably give it like 4.5. But you know what? I'm not the corn snake. I give it 2. This room is very, might I say, aesthetic. I don't care if I overuse that word, but it is. It's nice. It looks like it would be in a little posh magazine at like Whole Foods maybe. I like the couch because like it's a nice looking couch, but let's be honest, it's probably really uncomfortable to sit on. And you use the classic small apartment technique where you add an unnecessary number of mares to make the place look bigger. So if you want to save money on reptile enclosures, just get a mare. You suddenly have twice the size of the reptile room. When you record a reptile room tour, just show the other ones through the mirror. Your audience probably won't even notice because you can just say you're one of those people that for some reason owns 6 normal ball pythons, which all look the exact same. I don't know why I'm being all cynical. It's a cute room, and I give it 4 stars. I forgot to look at the enclosures. Let me actually do that first. I can't see them, honestly, so it's 4 stars. I think this is really cool. I think there should be more themed enclosures to whatever. This has like, well, I guess it's actually a Halloween design, so maybe you've removed it since then, but it literally looks like a cute little shed, like a horse stable or something, which oftentimes you are going to find like corn snakes and wait, bearded dragon. What's in this? Bearded dragons of Instagram? There's no animal. None of these have actually animals in the pictures. What I'm saying is I think it's a creative setup, and I think more people should do this. So let's say 4 stars, even though I don't know what's in it. And here's an example where color just adds a lot. Look, they're fake plants. I tend to make fun of fake plants, but at the end of the day, a colorful fake plant beats boring real plant. Does it? I'm not sure. In today's video, it does because that's the mood I'm in. It's just nice. It just brings in that. You got the white, you got the orange. It's cute, but it's ultimately just 3 stars because, well, I'm giving too many 4 stars. All right, this is a cool room. Cool, nice living room. Let's see what we got. Is there audio? Nice. See, like those chairs, unlike this couch, where'd it go? Like good looking couch, probably uncomfortable. These chairs are really ugly, but that means that they're probably comfortable. What is this? Is that a box turtle? Wait, what? Wait, I could hear a fly in the background. Wait, what's going on? You got this cute, I even like your little table. And a whoopee cushion, what is that? And, okay, what's this? It is a box turtle. What's up? What's happening in this enclosure? There's only one light on. Like, what's that? Is that heating or UVB? I don't know. 4-star room, 2-star enclosure. That averages out to, well, 2 stars because it's not about the room, is it? Okay, we got a plushy hammock. I've never seen that before. That's actually pretty neat with an axolotl. It's fine. It's all right. I feel like it's a little empty. I don't know. Could add a little bit more, but I like your plushies. The only thing is missing is the GoHerping box plush, which, well, even if you did order one, you don't have it yet because these have been slightly delayed. I'm sorry about that if you've ordered. I forgot that the entire month of February is Chinese New Year, which means that the factory producing them has completely shut down for the month. But after that, they're shipping. And if you want, you can go ahead and order one. What's my website? GoHerping.com. I think GoHerping Shop actually works too also. The majority have sold out before I've actually even shipped them, but there are some left if you want to grab one. That is a huge enclosure. What's going on here? Why is there no drywall? Where's your drywall? What? Wait, is this a house? Is this a basement? It's got cement. Wait, the entire desk is reptiles. What is going on? I mean, I can't really see the enclosures. They look fine, but everything about this video just feels slightly illegal. Like you're just hiding something away in your basement, and it's so much. It's like a mix of like some sort of illegal activity, but also like a do-it-yourself museum. There's so much to take in here. All right, so we've got a desk with a chair, but an enclosure, so it deems the chair useless. Then you've got a desk but with no chair. These both look like they were from thrift stores, which is fine, but like they don't match, which is also fine. I'm just commenting. And then we've got an Exoterra, a custom big enclosure with 3 windows. Oh, okay. And then South Park, and then a 20, a 40 on. Are you seeing this? There's so much going on in this room. Why? This is way too short of a video. What is in that? That is so big. How'd you get that in your basement? I have so many questions. The star rating for this is pending until I know what is going on in this room. I need more details. But it looks either very cool or it's very something. So you'll get a very star rating after you let me know what's happening. This is what I would consider clutter in a good way. When someone says your reptile enclosure is cluttered, it's usually a compliment, believe it or not. And I consider this to be cluttered, but it still looks nice. There's places for the geckos to hide. Not only are there actual like fancy little hides, but they can hang out in the back, they can explore. They got a little bit, if they really want, if it's feeling frisky one day, it can do a little climbing. In worst case scenario, it's not gonna like fall from a high height. I think this is nice. And you know what? It's, even if I wouldn't use a ceramic heat emitter to heat my leopard gecko or put that light, I was gonna give it 5 stars. It's just not 5 star. 4.5. I'm really being serious about my ratings today, and this is a 4.5 star. Yeah, I like this enclosure. Finally something new. We're mixing it up with some dart frogs. I think dart frogs are really cute. And this enclosure is cute too. I love the little leaves and the little, I don't know. Dart frogs they give me a very zen sort of feeling with just the whole setup. The frogs are cute. It's quiet. Nice looking enclosure. Got a lot of options. It looks like a lot of work, but honestly, I don't know if it is. I like this. I want to see a full picture of the enclosure. From what I can see, this is a 5-star enclosure, but I want like a backed up image. And also it can be small too, and you still get a lot of cool animals because this is just an 18 by 18 by 18, and that's probably enough space. Although I've never kept dart frogs, so don't ask. We've seen a lot of conversions in this series, converting like TV stands and whatever, and I think this is probably the best looking one. It looks like this was built for an enclosure. What is in this though? A crested gecko. Wow. That's a lot. I think this is really cool. Even the branches are nice. And the attention to detail that it probably took to convert this, I'm guessing is way higher than what it looks like, because there were probably so many little things you ran into, and just making, I mean, you had to have the glass to keep everything in. I think this is really cool. I want to see a video of you like opening. Oh, you did open the front, obviously. This is our first official 5-star enclosure, because we can see the whole thing. I think this is really neat, and it's actually a nice piece of architecture too, so it's cool. Conversions are cool. This is Animal Crossing. I've never actually played Animal Crossing. Is that a snapping turtle? Oh my god, what is up with the texturing? Animal Crossing's a Nintendo game, right? I thought they were like high quality. What is that? The Animal Crossing human doesn't even have fingers, but the snapping turtle has the most detailed skin I've ever seen. And look at the frog in the back. What? Is this a mod? Is this how animals look in the game? It's so ugly. This looks so weird. 1 star. Animal Crossing. Update your texturing. It's so weird looking. I'm acting like I can do better. I probably could. I can't. Let's move on. It's a little empty, isn't it? He looks kind of exposed. He has no privacy. I mean, I think it's a good size for him, but I feel like he should add a little bit more. I don't know. I gotta give it 2 because I think you're on the right track, and I think you could easily bump it up to a 4, but it's a little empty. Here's something I don't actually see very often, which maybe for good, maybe for bad, is when people actually build in, instead of just getting a boring old basic water dish, you actually build the water into the enclosure. And I think it gives a really neat look and more customization for your animal. But it just seems like a pain to clean up. Like, okay, moving back a bit. Like, sure, it's going to look cool and stuff as long as you sealed it properly and everything, and it's even got a little filter, but if you want to do a full water change even in just this small little bit, it seems like a pain. So I think it could be worth it though. The rest of the enclosure does not have a lid. It has a garter snake in it, so it's all right. I don't know, 3. It's all right. These boys look like they are just loving life in here. It's a cute enclosure. They're vaping it up too. It's 3 stars. It's cool. I like it. The amount of trust you have in these 1x2 pieces of wood. Exoterras are heavy, especially once you add the little gravel layer or whatever, the clay and the stuff inside. I know you got a little support beam there and these little bits on the bottom, but that is some thin wood. I would have used at least a 2x4, but as long as it works, this is just stressing me out a lot. But I think it's cool, and obviously when you build something custom, it can be custom for your space and custom for the enclosures, and it even perfectly fits this 55 underneath, which is a really weird, kind of ugly enclosure down here. It's all right. I keep saying things are all right in this video. They're all right. They're all right. Let's get, okay, this is more than all right. And you know why? Because you got some purple. I don't even like the color purple, but just adding that splash of color proves my point. Thank you very much. You get 4 stars because you help prove my point. And also really nice lighting. The lighting can make a big difference. Of course, some animals might not want as much lighting, but you get the idea. And now we're to this with a Wendy's Frosty Cup. Is this a leopard gecko? Yeah, there's a leopard gecko there. Why is there a hammock? You cannot convince me he actually climbs all the way up this and onto this hammock. There's no way. Also, a lot of people do this. I could be wrong about what's happening here, but with various animals, like say bearded dragons, I see it the most, they'll put a nice quality, like they'll get a nice quality heat lamp, a nice quality UVB bulb, everything the animal needs, and then they separate them. Like they'll put the beardy heating bulb way over here and the LED or the UVB way on the other side. So it's like, all right, buddy, which do you want today? Your bones to grow well or to not freeze to death? It's up to you. You get to pick the other one the next day. So just put them next to each other. Unless I could be wrong here and this is totally not what I think it is. Maybe there's alternative heating. There's honestly no information, but just thought I'd mention it. This is like a 1.5. I don't know. Oh, we got an auto playing video. DIY enclosure. Yeah, I'm not watching this. Oh. That actually looks... How are you so bad at making videos, but so good at making the background? That actually looks really impressive. You could easily probably sell those, assuming they hold up. That's a 5-star background. I can't see enough about the enclosure, but I give your background 5 stars. And your video skills 0, which averages out to 5 because it's not a video review. Cool. Cool. All right. Cool. Oh, all right. Your bearded dragon is on top of a bowl of hot Cheeto balls. Very tiny hot Cheeto balls. What are you feeding it? These seriously look like tiny hot Cheeto balls. Are these bearded dragon pellets or something? What? I want to see. You're giving it Fluker's Buffet Blend Juvenile Bearded Dragon formula with a blanket in the back. Why do people always give their bearded dragons blankets? You know they can't stay warm in a blanket because they don't have any body heat. I think we're gonna have to smack on a little one, but just smack on a little teeny tiny 1 star. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But then again, the bearded dragon actually looks fine. So, you know what? 2, because I'm feeling gracious. Leachianus gecko. Ew, people think I don't like crested geckos. If you think that, you should check out my Leachianus video, because they make crested geckos look like saints. Also, 2 recent videos I did one about some crested geckos dying, and then I did one about crested gecko care tips, or what not to do. I didn't realize that they would end up, I record videos in advance. I didn't mean for this to end up being posted back to back. It was kind of funny, and a lot of people were confused why I decided to post this at the same time. So anyway, that's not about this. That's about this 0-star Leachianus gecko. Moving on. What is this? Is this a squid? What is this? An octopus? Oh, it's an octopus. Wait, you can keep these? Wait, can you eat octopuses? Octopus? That's not what I meant to say. Can you? I don't know what's going on here. You're really catching me off guard. 5 stars, I guess. I don't know. I just need to move on to the next one. I didn't say anything. Okay, we've got Chipotle's tank, who is a painted turtle. Or yellow-bellied slider? Or both? This actually looks really nice. I mean, obviously it's a small turtle. He doesn't need much space though. This is neat. He's got pretty much everything. This thing is decked out. I wish every turtle buyer could be like this, but no, I get stuck with all the lamos that just have these terrible little buckets in their corner that are like, all right, I'm gonna put 3 of your turtles in it, send them over now. And I mean, hey, I would not do any of this stuff for an adult. The gravel's way too small for an adult. The enclosure's way too small, but for a baby, I think this is the turtle dream, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give it 5 stars. That's probably the first 5-star turtle enclosure we've seen, but I like it. And then we have this. What is going on here? Is that orange sand and plastic turf with like a 1-day-old bearded dragon in a, well, how big is this enclosure? 40 gallons? I think you did the thing we just talked about. Look at the lights. Is this... Well, this one's not even turned on. This looks like UVB. Is that the heating? What's going on? Look, if you really want to give your bearded dragon this huge enclosure, I think it could work. I just think it needs a full revamp. Until then, 1 star. A medium-sized 1 star. Not a little one. Medium size. It's a 1 star though. Gotta do what I gotta do. You gotta be careful with baby beardies. If you mess up at all, they're gonna end up like Stan, which, I mean, I think Stan was fine in the end, but basically, a bearded dragon, when it's a baby, that is your chance to do everything right. That's why I'm so stressed out keeping babies, and that's why when I get them, which isn't often, but sometimes people will give me baby bearded dragons, and when I do, it's a goal to get them to as good of a home as quickly as possible, because the amount of time, it literally takes constant, it's kind of like raising a baby, which I don't know what that's like, but I'm going to pretend I know exactly what it's like, and that they need like constant, like probably at least twice a day attention, which babies probably need more than twice a day, don't they? Maybe I'm not ready to be a father. Okay. Wait, let's back up a bit. Okay. Wait, what's this? Not feeling this. But this is pretty neat. Is this all custom made? Or did you... I think it is. This is actually really cool. I don't know, something about when they're built in the beds I think is neat. And it probably works out well. Yeah, tortoise one is cool. Bearded is... It's alright. 3 stars. I've given a lot of star views. This is episode 8. I'm running out of stars. And this, on the other hand, I don't... Maybe it's just really nice pictures, but this looks pretty fancy. Let's go through the montage here. All right. This is pretty cool. I think it's also just nice pictures, but well, for one, there's 2 leopard geckos. I wouldn't do that. I did a video about it if you want to check it out, but ultimately, I don't think you should go have them. But I do think this is cool. However, my question is, this is all felt. How do you clean it all? Like, say something gets dirty up here, are you just gonna have to peel that felt off and clean it? It kind of looks like a school project. I mean that in a good way, like a nicely made school project, but also has a leopard gecko in it. Let me know. I don't know. You guys review this one in the comments, because I have mixed emotions. We're back with the squid. It's cool, I guess. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. Wait, hold on. Did you see that? Watch this thing. Look, it opened. Wait, do they not have a brain? What's in there? I am so confused. I'm uncomfortable. Let's move on. That's a plushie shelf with the GoHerping.com plushie. Missing. Wow, I really have some nerdy viewers, don't I? These rooms all look very similar. I know this room literally looks like mine, but my point still stands. Enclosure's fine. Nothing special. Cool room. 3-star room. And to finish it off today, we've got actually what I think is a pretty cool bedroom. A lot of the bedrooms, people I feel like cram as many animals as possible, and it feels pretty cluttered and stuffed when there's animals all around you. But I actually think this is a pretty nice balance. You've still got walking space, you can still see the floor, but you still got quite a few animals with your poor man's curtains, just some blankets pinned up on the window. It looks actually comfy, like a comfy bed, cozy room, and super clean. I like it. We'll finish it off with a 4 stars, just as we started. Honestly, in my opinion, we've done 9 of these. I think they're getting a little repetitive. What do you think? If you agree, just tell me to stop doing them. But if you disagree, then post something on Instagram with hashtag GoHerping Review for me to check out. I'll keep following the hashtag and see if there's enough for the future. But that'll be it for this video. I'm Alex, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.